Today is 1st of July, market open flat, and after the first hour initial hour move, it kind of fizzled out and eventually retrace. Close near its low down 6 point at 3095. Now over here we have very severe sell down and followed by a bounce. This bounce appears to have weakened yesterday by the wide range bar, which in the process closed this bullish gap. Our support is at this level here, which is at 3072. Immediate resistance is here, was tested on 2 occasions, which is 3150. The most significant resistance is actually at this level here of 3165. Now this is the weekly chart and it's quite evident. We have very crucial support at this level here, and this is between 3020 3040. Now breaking the supports will be extremely negative, and if you can see over here, we do have trust pause pattern. So this level here has become very crucial. Let's take a look at the US indices. This is S&P 500's, pretty obvious, is still within the bearish channel. On the 40 weeks itself, pretty obvious, is trading quite a distance away, and this is obviously turning down. This hour move appears to be actually quite short-lived, and we are not able to actually trade above this. This reversal bar that indicate could be further downward move. If you take a look at the 13 and 26 SMA on the weekly charts, it's quite neatly spaced, and that indicates actually stable downward trend. Let's take a look at the Nasdaq, which is much weaker. Again, very obvious bearish channel, and with the 40 weeks it is a distance away. Now usually when it's actually travel too far away, potentially there could be a throwback, but so far the throwback has been actually quite weak. So it does indicate that actually the sentiment is quite negative, and especially after this weekly bar itself, it kind of almost engulfed this whole bar, so it's generally negative. And if you actually take a look at the 1326 SMA against very well positions, and it does indicate actually the downward trend is still very much in force. Let's turn attention to some of the stocks we'll be discussing, the strongest of which right now is Chip and Sing. Mentioned in the previous video, I'd like to see this break above this level here of 52 cents, and it dig out actually quite nicely with a wide range bar. Follow through. This is a small deeper breakout today, and it happened on the last hour. Again, look for pullback and look for setups to go long. We have been discussing dynamic for a while. This stock obviously has rallied, and right now is retraced and probably consolidates. I've noticed actually the volume drop off. That is a good sign, but the retracement is quite deep. So again, market doesn't move, rather stock doesn't move in one line, and after a strong rally it usually consolidates, and we just have to wait it out. The difference mentioned previously, this is a reversal patterns. I'd like to actually see whether you can take out this level here. There was an attempt, but actually unsuccessful, and this level is at 306. Most of the other stocks are generally consolidating, the strong stocks. So again, we just have to wait for it to finish. This is Hong Fok, very strong rally and very deep retracement. And of course, we have a bounce and the swing getting smaller. So pretty obvious from the crisscrossing of the moving averages, and this is indications of consolidations. Notice the volume is also drying out, which is a good sign. I would like to see whether it can actually eventually stage a break on the upside. We say that in CDL, Keppel Land, those big cap stocks, which actually was strong, trending strongly previously. So again, notice very nice trend and consolidating. Moving averages are flat. But today bar actually doesn't look nice. The only consolation, the volume is not very high. It may well move downward further. and I'd like to see what happens. So basically, in our days, we just have to actually wait for the stocks to give us the clue. Currently, at this point in time, there's no trend. Keppel Corp, similar pattern. Crisscrossing of the moving averages. This is a very crucial support, and this is at 643. Mentioned previously, if you were to actually take a look at bigger pictures, this is a very obvious resistance which it didn't quite take out. And in fact, there were actually two attempts, and this wide range bar is actually negative. You notice the high volume. So my concern is actually whether it can hold above this level here. This support level is at 643. Now, if you actually break this thing, it may roll over. Now, we can always take a look at the major moving averages because it provides technical support. So if you actually take a look, it is actually closing below the 50 and approaching the hundreds. Now, if you break this, then perhaps you will test this, and this is a sufficient room to actually take advantage of a short positions.